a point where they're comfortable with, you know, I believe with the injection sometimes maybe it can be, that's where maybe people start off with the stigma. Just getting, how do you get to a space where you're comfortable with having this conversation, comfortable with people understanding that this is something that you're living with, and you need the injections to come in and the checkups that you get to do? How do you get to that point?
Time. Because, I mean, first things first, there's two types of diabetes. There's type 1 and type 2. So the one that I have is type 1, so I have to inject. That's not because I ate more sweets. I can't reverse it. It's an autoimmune condition. Whereas type 2, which is the numbers that I'm talking about, the second fastest rate in Africa, it's the lifestyle one. So that one you can reverse. But either way, TV, media, movies, they all kind of put diabetes in one homogeneous thing. It's two different things. But the way in which you can make your life better, even for me, I still do the lifestyle things I teach as a diabetes coach, but for type 2, you can reverse it. You can get your body to fight its natural way and say, right, this is what our body needs to do. Our bodies are always naturally fighting for their own health, but only if you give it that chance. But again, not many people are talking about that. Like if every second person was speaking like me, I'm sure a lot of medicine businesses will go bust. So there's also there's the business element to it as well. And that's part of the struggle, because I'm not saying don't take your medication. Of course, I need to take my insulin. But if you don't need that much because you're already exercising, you're already eating well, you're already telling yourself the good things, because half the battle's in your mind, you're already fighting the condition itself. So, and then that's how you break the stigma, because you're saying, look, I'm diabetic and I'm healthy. I don't have an amputation. It doesn't mean I'm, the stories I've heard, people say you can't get married, you can't have children. I'm like, the diabetes affects one part of the pancreas, doesn't affect my reproductive areas, you know? But you see how, especially in communities of color, and this is where I focus in cultural communities where if we don't have the correct information, first things first, because the information we see online is Western related. It doesn't match the way we live here in communities, in families. We do things together. We support each other. You know, a lot of times when you don't have an answer for something, you'll look to an elder. An elder may not necessarily have the correct scientific information. So a story will come out. That story which you heard from your great-grandma will go down to your grandpa. It'll keep going down. It's almost like Chinese whispers. There's no information around it, and it's not culturally nuanced. And that's how the stigmas continue, because it's a way for us to make believe of something which we don't understand. And that's how the stigmas stay. So what I do is, I